Hi everyone, it's Erin. I have another letter here from another prisoner. His name is Waylon Ganey, and it's Tuesday, October 15th, 2019. This is a young man who's had a really rough life, and I'll read you what he says. He says, from Waylon Ganey, Number 1, hello. First, I do send my blessings and whatever light may be found in this dark place to all who read this, and it is my wish also that the Creator shield you from any misfortunes that you may have surrounding you at the moment. I am feeling lost and abandoned. Oh, I hope it's recording. Oh, yeah, okay, it's recording. He's feeling lost and abandoned. This is terrible. I do wish to explain, and I know that many of you will have a torn heart after reading this. I don't have anyone out there I feel I can speak to about personal problems, but I know from prior experiences that Rudy and Aaron do lend an ear to those who need one, and at times having just that saves lives. I know because it has saved mine several times over, and they have never faltered or failed in providing support and help for those of us without. The smallest of gifts are appreciated and always return to adorn the giver with greatness and honor, and it helps hearten those who have nothing. I am having problems that small writing, just a second. I am having problems that I know that I am having the hardest time dealing with, and from prior experience I know the only way to deal with these things is to speak. In here you will find no one you can speak to about anything that does not surround the entrapments of drugs and violence, neither of which I want any dealings with. For those of you strong in prayer, I ask for prayer for the things I am about to tell you. Please listen with a kind ear and let all judgment fall from you, for I mean no harm and am tired of being falsely interpreted. I have been dealing with the criminal injustice system, trying to obtain favor from the courts for a false and wrong incrimination on several grounds which were repeatedly denied and denied without cause. I know almost nothing about the law and was having to spend days upon days studying and preparing motions to the courts, specifically only to be told it wasn't quite right. I sought help from the institutional law library through a person I thought was a great friend, and the law clerk held my motion awaiting payment. I was unable to send him from my mother, who was doing drugs, and he finally sent the motion back to me without the first word put towards its completion, and killed my deadline to have it filed. Institutional grievances have been denied because I cannot show proof he even ever had my motion. So I will remain here in this dark pit awaiting whatever end the High One has in store for me. My grandmother is on her deathbed, and I am unable to speak with her, which causes me the most sincere heartfelt grief, because this one woman is the only one I ever met that I truly feel I can trust with anything. My mother has asked me 4 times to send her visitation form so she can come and see me as I am now, and have been for the last 6 months, at a facility that is only a meager drive, not minutes from her front door. She has had those forms, I know for sure, because I have sent them and had another person I wish to not mention send them. I was able to somehow make a free call to my grandmother, who has 2 sons living with her who take care of her but have to work to pay the bills for 2 houses. She has asked my mother to go and see and help her get to the doctor, but she never comes and never helps. I have asked for her to have a phone account set up, and she never responds. I heard that she has a man named Jimmy that is beating her, and I know they are doing drugs. I have no way to contact her at all, and she blocked my only channel to contact her. I now have no way to contact her at all. My sister won't speak to me, mainly because she feels I don't care about her anymore, but that's the furthest thing from the truth because I love that girl more than life. And one of the hardest things I ever had to do was tell her how I feel about her doing the things she does. She has 3 kids that I want to see so bad, but she won't let me see them, and that tears a hole into my soul because it makes me feel unworthy. I feel worthless, man. She lives 3 minutes from this prison in a place called Pace. I'm tired of being the man that causes all these problems in his life, and all I want is to have someone that is somebody to me and I can share how I feel with. But when I find these people and begin to reveal how I feel and am honest with them, it only created dissension and ruins everything that is there. I feel like I have some kind of otherworldly entity that hovers around me, and I know that I have mental problems where I create problems in my head when I am highly stressed or anxious, and since I have been at this facility, I have had a constant supply of that. I have pushed everything that I love or am trying to love. Even when I push everything into something or someone, I feel like in the end I do stand alone, and that is the most suicidal feeling I have ever felt. I can't express to you guys how deep that feeling will travel in my mind. I have been diagnosed as manic depressive and bipolar, but all I need is an ear and someone to tell me that what I'm feeling is wrong, and that I am somebody, and someday I am going to be something or have something, because here all I ever hear is how stupid I am, or how I am not worth being friends to people, or how I am a liar by people I have not spoken lies to since I've known them. It makes me feel like there is no point in trying, and that any good one tries to do for another is discarded and obsolete. Man, I'm sorry. I don't mean harm. But maybe they are right, and I am just not worthy of anyone's attention. I was near suicide these last few days because I felt deeply let down and like I was unworthy to maintain a friendship with a really nice person. And maybe I'm not worthy to have her as a friend or have my family. But if that is the case, then there is nothing I can do. I try to be a good person, and no matter how much I do stray from the Bible, I always pick it up when I feel like this. Funny, I was reading about David and Goliath and how everyone thought David was a nobody and he slayed a giant. And from his line came the one who took on the burdens of the world. That is something I cannot fathom. Part 2. Just thinking about that gives me hope. Hope that something is beyond these gates. I try a lot of spiritual things. I'm not going to lie. I do a lot of things and nothing seems to help. But thinking about the fact that a man took on more problems than his is crazy. I know it's not right, but lately I have been so suicidal, and I'm trying to combat this, so I am working out and doing things that sometimes help. I'm not eating right the last few months, and now all this is happening, and you know what? I do know that my problems are insignificant to what some of you may be facing, and I'm not trying to paint my picture like it's bad or worse than anybody else's. I know people deal with problems. It's sometimes the Creator put before us in this struggle to survive. All I'm saying is that it helps for me to talk and know that someone is listening to me, that anyone listens and truly cares is like cure for the feeling of unworthiness. I don't want to feel this anymore. I'm tired of the same old stuff. But I know Rudy listens and Aaron listens, so for you guys, I do thank you, because having someone to talk to has saved my life so many times. You're next to all I have out there, and I could never do enough to pay back the kindness you show. But I tell you that kindness saves lives. It just saved mine, and you don't know, so thank you. I'm sorry for how I am. It's just the way I am, so I can't control that, but I try to correct all bad things in my life. Feeling worthless is something I wish none of you ever have to experience. If you are experiencing this, please understand that you are more than the problems that you create, and you are more than the sum of your past mistakes. I want to say one last thing. I'm currently dealing with a police retaliation to the extent that they are threatening me with physical harm, and I have not said one word to any cop here, nor have I had any problems with them here. But I had problems at the institution next door called Blackwater, where I was life-flighted from there and shipped out to Calhoun, where I was repeatedly masked with pepper spray time after time after time again, and finally shipped out to Mayo, where I was on the compound for 2 days and was drug out and sent to outside hospital and given 2 metal plates. So I feel that retaliation has found me again. And I do fear that, because I don't want problems. I don't want problems with the cops for sure. I have enough with the inmates. I'm telling you guys because I asked for psychological help and was told I was going to get help all right, and it would put me in a coma. This came from the police here, and the next day I was stripped and searched, and the day after it happened again to me and my roommate. The plus side is that I'm up for transfer the first week of November, so maybe I can escape this. I just hope it does not follow me to my next location. To all who did this, read this, I send my blessings and whatever light can be found in this dark place. I do send to brighten your day. May the Creator bless and shield you from all misfortunes that may be near you at this time. Thank you for listening. Waylon Ganey. Please say a prayer for Waylon tonight. I can't imagine how terrible his situation is. And if you feel it led in your heart, send him a postcard. Thank you for tuning in.